Coach, you're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between the Houston Voyagers and the Denver Broncos. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Voyagers and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here we go. 18 Gator. 59.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Cheetah! Hey, Haywood!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down. Now back to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They're set up to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you're really out here in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now the ball comes loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Devin Bush able to record his 5th sack of the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. Garoppolo on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
To try again after the sack. Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. They'll look to throw here. For left side, it's complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Go, Rocket, come on. Hey, jump it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. 2nd and 5. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Go now. Gator. Bravo.
He'll look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 5-yard touchdown. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Now he's having a nice little first half. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film? To try something from the Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And sure, you hate the end result being a sack, but my question is, why are you going play action on 3rd and long anyway? No defense is going to respect the run in that situation. They're headed straight for the quarterback.
Fielded at about the 28. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he's able to bat it away.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. but I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Down. 10-2 stop. No chance. Hey, Charlie.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through it. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the debate always rages about whether you want to be in man coverage or zone coverage versus slant routes, and there's pros and cons either way, but a big pro to being in zone versus the slant. If you don't backpedal and you read it right away, you can see it the whole time because the quarterback, through his eyes, when he gets ready to throw it, you just react and go right to the football, and on that play, got there and batted it away.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. He'll drop to throw. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Steps away. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Chris Conley, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their... And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Play action. Garoppolo. It's caught. Shepard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence. When in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete here. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And that takes us from second to third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throws Garoppolo. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. So we reach halftime, and what? You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off. In the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
Here we go. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. They'll set up a throw. Well, he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. They're going to look to throw. This throw caught right around the 6. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their 1st, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. from 21 yards away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Able to get this to Gordon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On second down, this is Madison.
He'd had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching up another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it with Madison. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes. Changing
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner. And I don't think, with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again. And he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. They'll look to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They'll look to throw again. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That's taken on the 25. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just... And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This will be 3rd and forever. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They went right back to him there, figuring one big play deserves another. You think maybe he called for it and said, hey, give me the ball again?
I think a lot of people operate under the whole idea of if they haven't stopped it, go until they do. You go right back at a guy because maybe his confidence might not be as high. In this case, he responded well.
Go! 60 Pittsburgh! Hey, shelter!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Caught here by Conley. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Bravo!
Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Hey, Haywood! Let's go back!
They'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. After the sack on first down, Garoppolo, Devin Bush make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. High throw, but the catch is made. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The offense on 3rd down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now back to throw. He's got his target, Chris Conley. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era when we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Here we go.
So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got...
And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo gets it to Gordon. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Offside defense.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They're looking at second down now as they search for a cut. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on third and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 21. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Here we go.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for our visitors, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9.